Yesterday, we explored the exposed dwellings of Entityville, sole proprietorships and partnerships that leave you vulnerable to liability monsters, true Entityville horrors. Today, we're entering the fortress. The LLC, a limited liability company, is the most popular business structure in America for good reason. It provides strong walls of protection around your personal assets. I'm Julie King with King Patent Law, and today I'm showing you how LLCs work, when the protection fails, and how to avoid piercing the corporate veil. Let's explore why the LLC fortress is right for most small businesses. Now, an LLC is a legal entity separate from its owners, who are called members. Through creating that legal separation between you and your business, the fortress has strong walls that generally protect your personal assets from business liabilities. The vast majority of small businesses live in these fortresses. So why is the LLC so popular and what makes it a fortress? The number one reason is liability protection. This is the primary reason to form an LLC. If the business gets sued or incurs debt, generally only the LLC's assets are at risk, not your personal house, car, savings, or retirement accounts. The legal term is limited liability. It's in the name. You can lose what you invested in the business, but creditors can't come after your personal assets, with important exceptions we'll discuss. Number two is the flexible management structure. LLCs can be member managed, meaning all owners participate in day-to-day management, or manager managed, meaning members appoint managers to run operations. This flexibility lets you structure management however it makes sense for your business. Number three is flexible ownership and profit distribution. Unlike corporations, LLCs aren't required to allocate profits based on ownership percentage. Your operating agreement can specify any arrangement you want. Number four is that pass-through taxation is the default. There's no entity-level tax. That means you avoid the double taxation that C-corps face. Number five is tax flexibility. LLCs can elect to be taxed as a sole proprietorship, which is the default for single-member LLCs, a partnership, which is the default for multiple-member LLCs, or an S corporation or C corporation if that's beneficial and if you meet requirements. I'll talk more about that tomorrow. Number six is credibility. I know it sounds kind of silly, but King Patent Law PLLC sounds more established than Julie King DBA King Patent Law. Vendors, customers, lenders, and partners tend to take LLCs more seriously than sole proprietorships or partnerships. Number seven is a huge reason LLCs are popular, and it's that they require less formality than corporations. Number eight is continuity. Unlike sole proprietorships and many partnerships, an LLC can continue even if a member leaves or dies if your operating agreement provides for this. Like any good fortress, an LLC does require maintenance, though. LLCs are not set it and forget it. You must maintain the structure properly, or you risk losing your liability protection. Now, while an LLC does have fewer formalities than a corporation, there are also some ongoing formalities. You must maintain a separate bank account. Never, ever, ever mix personal and business funds, and if you do, fix that quickly and make proper notation in your records. Keep proper financial records. Have an operating agreement, even if you're the only member. File annual reports on time, and use the LLC name properly, which means always include LLC or PLLC or limited liability company after the main part of the business name, however you registered it. I talked about how LLCs have tax flexibility, but there are indeed taxes involved. For LLCs, it's the self-employment tax. LLC members are generally considered self-employed. All business income is subject to the self-employment tax. For profitable businesses, this can be significant. This is why many profitable LLCs elect S-corp taxation to reduce this tax liability. But always consult a tax professional before electing S-corp status. Always, 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 always. Now, the fortress walls of the LLC are thick and sturdy, but they can be breached if they aren't maintained properly. That's called piercing the corporate veil. This is critical. Your LLC's liability protection is not absolute. Courts will pierce the corporate veil of liability and hold you personally liable if you mix personal and business finances. The veil can also be pierced if you fail to maintain the proper formalities, such as not filing your annual reports, not keeping business records, not having an operating agreement, or operating while not in good standing. Undercapitalizing the business is another way to lose your liability protection. This includes using the LLC as a shell with no real assets. Now, if you commit fraud or illegal acts through the LLC, such as misleading creditors or laundering money, you lose liability protection. LLCs are not a license to commit fraud or illegal acts with no personal consequences. Speaking of personal consequences, if you personally guarantee a loan for the LLC, you are personally liable regardless of the LLC, and many lenders do require personal guarantees from LLC owners if the business isn't capitalized well. Finally, your own negligence can destroy your liability protection. If you personally commit malpractice or negligence, the LLC doesn't shield you from liability for your own actions. Let's take a quick detour to check out some Illinois-specific LLC highlights. The first is the subdivision of professional LLCs, or PLLCs. In Illinois, certain licensed professionals must use a professional limited liability company, or PLLC, instead of a regular LLC. But why? Because the law says so, basically. Currently in Illinois, you still have to do this by mail rather than online, and how quaintly annoying is that? Our next Illinois stop is the complex of series LLCs. Illinois is one of the states that allows series LLCs, which makes Illinois pretty cool from a business standpoint. A series LLC is a single LLC that can create multiple series within it called cells, each with separate assets, liabilities, and members. Think of it as one fortress with multiple secure vaults inside. Each vault is legally protected from the liabilities of the other vaults. It's kind of like an umbrella corporation with its subsidiaries. A series LLC makes sense for real estate investors with each property as its own series cell, multiple brand owners with each brand as a separate series cell, and businesses with distinct divisions. Now, the disadvantages of a series LLC are being more complex to maintain. They do require more meticulous record keeping to keep each series cell's finances separate. Series LLCs are not recognized in all states, which can lead to some problems if you are operating the LLC in more than one state. Now, series LLCs are advanced structures. If you're considering one, do consult with both a business attorney and a tax professional. Now, for most small businesses, regular LLCs are simpler and sufficient. The fortress of protection that is the LLC is the best choice for most small businesses if you have any meaningful liability risk, if you want credibility and professional appearance, if you want flexibility in management and profit distribution, if you want pass-through taxation with the option to elect S corporation tax treatment later, if you can handle administrative requirements, and if you're willing to pay formation and annual fees, which are, frankly, pretty small. The LLC is the default recommendation for most entrepreneurs. Today, we explored the fortress of business entities, the LLC. Tomorrow, we'll visit the corporate castle and look at the S Corp versus the C Corp. I'll break down C Corp double taxation and when it makes sense, S Corp tax savings strategy, when corporations are better than LLCs, and the decision framework for choosing your structure. If you're ready to form your LLC or need help with your business structure, schedule a consultation at kingpatentlaw.com or call 217-714-8558. Avoid those legal horrors and keep rocking your IP. I'm Julie King with King Patent Law. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow for the corporate castle. This information is for educational purposes only, is not legal advice, and does not form an attorney-client relationship. For advice about your specific situation, consult with a licensed attorney in your state for business matters.